Hi everyone, and thanks for checking out my channel. I'm going to have a look at natural gas for next week. We can look at what happened last week and in the court report. So yeah, let's get started. So the court report, not surprisingly, we got a major drop on the price from up at 180 and down to 160. So not surprisingly, we can see that the management had increased again the short position, so they are going negative now on the overall position, which is definitely a bearish signal. We can also see that the swap dealers, they are actually reduced their short position as well, another bearish signal. And we can see that the open interest did increase during that drop, which is again another bad signal, and the retail traders are getting caught on the wrong side of the trade by adding to long position against the trend. So clearly I think we don't have a reversal in place on natural gas yet. I think it's too early trying to anticipate any move up. At the moment I'm starting to consider building long position for the winter coming, and potentially anticipation of a major move before winter and not during winter, as a speculation like we seen last year. But this is too early for this, and I think it will be again selling pressure on natural gas in the coming days definitely, but potentially even coming weeks. So going to the chart, you can see so there was that major move down to 161. That's a major support area, so that did work well as a reversal point. We can see some small divergence here on the 4 hours. That's correct, yes, that's the 4 hours. So I did actually trigger some move up, but again the potential is limited as we're having that low on the RSI here, moving up to potentially max 169. That's basically what happened with the close at 167 on Friday. So of course we got the rollover that will actually help the short positions once again, with a major gap up. That's a 175, I believe. To mark the point somewhere there, 175. So we're going to open somewhere here, spot just on the trend line we had here. So yeah, that's about it. Sorry, let's get rid of that. So yes, that point here, 174 on the trend line. I believe here, should we drop a bit lower on the 1 hour on Friday? Should definitely get rid of this. Yeah, it's better. So we had that divergence here on the 1 hour that we can see here. It was showing drop in the momentum on that last move up. A bit cautious with that kind of divergence, since we had a large green candle moving up here. So of course the momentum is a bit lower on the move following, so that's not necessarily extremely convincing, but I believe it's still a sign of weakness. We're going to see what's happening on Monday on that opening. What I think is that we're going to see some attempt to move a bit higher, a bit similar to what we got for the previous contract rollover. I think we had that move. It was at 186 and he moved up to 197. Seems a lot since we're having very still a contango that's still significant even between August and September. So be careful actually expecting that move to go much higher, and we're having that trend line and also some resistance here. So 175 will be hard to break, but should we see some momentum here, could potentially even go testing the 185. But should we see any sign of weakness on 175, I think it will be a nice short entry, at least in the first time, to go back into the channel here we have and close the gap that we're gonna have here, so 167. But I think potentially we could even go much lower, and if we take that figure here, we're having a nice bear flag with the pole starting from here, and if I take this and assuming we're having a break of that bear flag somewhere here, I'm considering this to to be the same contract. So should the price start here and not having that gap, then we continue to move inside that channel here and break from here. The target could potentially go very low. 145 could not be actually impossible to be seen. So the next support is actually 135, significant support. Should it go there? That's a question, of course, don't have the answer, but it's a potential scenario I'm ready to trade should we actually break lower. So I'll be watching definitely that area here, very important, 175. Not interested in entering long until we actually see some serious divergence on the large time frame. So I'm waiting on the daily to see from here, should we go actually that low, or at least retesting the 150 and see some nice divergence in oversold position here, and say that's happening during the months of July, even better August, then it will be likely to be a very nice entry point for long and trading something similar to what we had last year. I think we had a low early August here. We had, I believe, a nice divergence on that point, or at least we got the RSI unable to pick up momentum here, so that would have been a long entry. That's definitely winning trade, as I explained, I think last weekend, from 2 to 2.7 and almost straight up, so don't have any issue to trade leveraged ETF on this. So yeah, that's the plan. Still looking at short entry on natural gas, looking at actually at that bear flag. It's very obvious when we look at it on the daily chart, and there's definitely absolutely no sign of reversal from a RSI point of view. So yeah, that's all on natural gas for this weekend. I wish you good luck with your trading, safe trade, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers, bye.